Day one and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. I talk about Igbo spirituality and Igbo cosmology. For today's topic, I'm going to be talking about Okeite in Igbo cosmology. Now, loosely, you can basically translate it to pots of wealth. But what Okeite does, it is primarily liberates people financially, but there is a take in it. So I would like to explain it to you and basically give a couple of reasons why you shouldn't involve yourself in it. Now remember that this Okite is an aspect of Ogwu Ego within our cosmology, and if you know anything about our cosmology, you will know that there are some certain level of Ogwu that are not permitted by nature and by the cosmology or by the ordinances of our ancestral lands. Okeite is the modern day version of Ogwu Ego, which many of the Nigerian youths have taken into instituting because of the assumption that it is capable of attracting wealth without bloodshed. That's the problem here. Now, people are now rushing into the institution of Okeite because of this particular assumption. The assumption that Okeite can be done or prepared without the usage of human sacrifice. So in the minds of these people that engage in Okeite, is something that they basically should do because there is no repercussion, there is no consequences. Now, Okeite is an aspect of Ogwu. Now, it is simply the mixture of herbs. Now, when you talk about Ogwu is just a chemicalization of herbs, the mixture of two herbs, animals, and sometimes human parts, depending on the individual, the dibia, or the whomever that is instituting this particular Okeite. Now, when we talk about Ogwu, we need to understand that what the Dibia calls Ogwu is the Dibia would bring roots, herbs, mix them with so many concoctions like animal blood, animal skulls, animal skins, whatever that basically Ogwu requires. The Dibia mixes it together and gives it a command. Now, this is what constitutes an Ogwu, and this is also what constitutes Okeite. Now, the usage of human parts, now it comes in different categories, and that is why depending on the person that is configuring this particular Okeite, because different people learn how to prepare this charm differently. So because different people learn how to prepare it differently, everybody have their own signature. Everybody have what they basically add into that charm for it to be what it is. Now, for some people, they can basically put in human parts to give it an extra efficacy. And for some people, they don't put any human parts. They just basically use animal blood or animal parts. Like some use a cow, some use the ram, some use a dog to basically energize this particular configuration that they call Okeite. Generally, Okeite is a form of Ogwu Ego that operates outside of our natural principle, the natural principle of Chi na Ezumezu. As such, it is not bounded to our ancestral norms, our ancestral values, and our ancestral principles. Okeite operates solely on the command system. It operates on a command. Now, what it means here is that via predestination, Ndi Igbo, we believe that our lives has been predestined by what we refer to as Chimada, your higher self, the ability aspect of God that creates, the aspect of Okike that resides within you, that basically drives, that basically guides, that basically controls your life. The aspect of the creator that has this personal relationship with you, that every single thing you need has to flow through this entity we refer to as the Chi. Now, Ezumezu means here completion. But another interpretation of Ezumezu are spirits that Ndi Igbo refer to as Ihe Somadu Biowa, accompanying familiar spirits. Now they include your Agwu, your Ndi Ichie, your Ndi Mmiri, Ndi Otu, and spiritual spouse. these are entities that we refer to as Ezumezu mother, things that make you as an individual complete, wholeness. That is where Chi na Ezumezu comes in. So Okeite, Ogwu, all these kinds of Ogwu, they operate outside of this Chi and Ezumezu principles. Now the Chi and Ezumezu concept are your natural principles, your natural spirits. So before one thing happens, they have this organic communication. They operate as a whole. Your Ogwu will not have a separate principle from your Chi. Your Chi will not have a separate principle from your Ogwu or your other aspect of your Ezumezu. All of them are interjected. All of them are related. And all of them combined together makes you the individual. That's the Igbo perception. But Ogwu operates outside, Okeite operates outside of this principle. Now, it operating outside of this principle means that we don't have this control as much as we think over how this Okeite pans out, how it is going to operate or how it is not going to operate. But within the Chi and Ezumezu concept, it means that whatever you're trying to do has been predestined. And each of them at each given turn of your life means that you have been destined to have some kind of experience. And you having that experience means you're learning. But Okeite does not do that. Okeite is not the principle that cares about you. It doesn't even look at you. It's just basically performing the command that it has been given. And the command it has been given is make sure that this person gets this money. Wherever you're getting it from, make sure you attract it. Make sure you drag it to you, the individual that is basically instituting the Okeite. Now, you need to understand that Okeite cannot give you what you don't have. Now, what it means here is that if within your Chi and Ezumezu principle, that it has been predestined for you not to make money in this life and not to be, wealthy in this life, it is not going to happen to you. That's why some people perform this Okeite and they'll come back and tell you that it did not work for them. And the same Dibia that instituted this Okeite for them instituted it for the second person that it basically worked for. So what is the difference here? You as the individual, the money, the wealth you're seeking for does not belong to you. It is not yours. It has nothing to do with you. And to another extent, your Chi and Ezumezu principle can be strongly against it. And once they are struggling against it, once they are struggling against you putting yourself or putting hands in these kinds of Ogwu, it basically throws you off. They hold off and they ensure that that particular Ogwu does not work for you. We also need to understand that Okeite does not attract anything that is outside of your destiny. That's where predestination comes in. It simply looks into your future and manifests wealth that has already been predestined for you, cutting off the path that has been laid by your Chi and Ezumezu. Now, what am I trying to say here? For some of us, during our Iyuwa, as Igbo people, the Iyuwa is a cosmic oath that's in the Igbo. We believe that before this reincarnation, all of us basically signed a cosmic contract with our Ndotu, with our Chi, and our Chi being the witness. Now, as every given turn, this predestination means that your Chi has basically mapped out a plan for you. That's why we have a particular Ogwu that we basically come into this world with. So because of all those principles, it could mean that your Chi has predestined that when you get to a certain age, maybe probably 50, probably 40, probably 30, you're going to have an opportunity that is going to set you up for life. And when you get to that principle, that means every single thing you work on this life on, whether you're a teacher, you're a pharmacist, you're a doctor, you're a nurse, you're a businessman, wherever you are, everything you're doing are trying to plan you, push you towards that point where you would get that opportunity and you can be able to fully utilize that opportunity. Every time something good or bad happens to you, maybe business wise, maybe in your life, there is an experience, there is a lesson attached to it. So these entities, Chi and Ezumezu, they are grooming you for that opportunity. Everything you learn, everything you unlearn, everything you assimilate, everything you read, all those things are those plans, the map your ancestors, your Chi have laid out for you. So that means as you're reading, as you wake up every morning, you go to work, you do all those things, that's the natural principle. Each of them are grooming you towards this angle, and they are nudging you, influencing things to pan out this way. So once you get to that point where you're going to have that opportunity and you've been fully ready, now that is when your wealth will begin to manifest, because that is what is going to set you up for life. But because Okeite does not follow this natural principle, what Okeite does is that it is going to move at that age that your spiritual principles, your Chi and Ezumezu have said you're going to encounter this opportunity. Okeite is going to drag, attract, cut off all those experiences, all those things you're supposed to learn. It is going to cut them off and bring it to you when you don't have the necessary information to handle that opportunity. So what is going to happen here, a few years down the line, that's the whole money you make from that process will be exhausted. Now, if you now say, oh, this charm, this Okeite is no longer working, what Okeite will do now is to look into your future, will look into the future of your children, or into the future of those closest and around you, and will begin to manipulate their own future for your benefit. So you see the reasons why in the Igbo we don't dabble into things like Okeite. Now, when we look at our ancestral origins, for most family, you understand that our ancestors brought in some configurations, alose. Now, the target of those alose, their functions can be different. It could be for fertility, it could be for protection, it could be for promotion. Each of those entities, they all have their function. Some of them are targeted at the promotion of our mental capacity, mental ability, things like Arabinago or Agu. Now, each of those things, our ancestors went into some kind of an agreement with them. Some of the agreements they went into could be that them and their predecessors and their generations will never involve themselves with things like Ogwu of any capacity. So you now, a young man, a young woman, you wake up, and because you don't know the history of your lineage, you could go and get yourself involved with Okeite. And when you get yourself involved with Okeite, that pre-existing configuration would begin to fight against that particular thing that you brought in recently. Then there has to be something we call a clash of interest, because two captains can obviously not be in a single boat. So both of them, this clash of interest begins to work against you, because they say when two elephants are fighting, the grass suffers for it. So once they are in opposition with one another, you, the person that brought it in fact, you and the people that are closest to you, begins to suffer its consequences. Now, some of its consequences includes promiscuity on the part of your children, promiscuity and recalcitrant behavior on the part of your children. These children will be bitter because to them, because you've deviated from where or what you should do as a father, as a mother. Then the children will now begin to reap these consequences, and it is going to get to you, because our people say the reasons why they tell you to train your child is just to make sure that everybody is safe, including you. Because if you don't train your children well in your old age, those children will basically beat you up. Those children will treat you like you are nothing. But when you raise children well and you raise them right, they would have a degree of respect for you as the father. Now, because you've basically used their own destiny, you've basically used them for the manifestation of your Okeite and your Ogwu, there is a breach there. Now, on your part, Okeite can basically turn you into what we call amosu. You begin to basically take from the people around you. You become the epicenter for misfortune for everybody around you. It could be barrenness for everybody around you. A pregnant woman can come to your house, go home and have a miscarriage because of that thing that you have there. And this is one of the reasons our ancestors refused us to engage with Ogwu, because at some point Ogwu can grow its own consciousness. It will begin to take things that it is not supposed to take and wreak havoc. That's why when a man who probably was known for Ogwu, a notorious Dibia, Ndajo Dibia, dies, and nobody stands in, or the tradition to remove those things that he brought in, whether indigenous or foreign, was not done, it creates a problem for the people, for the members of the family, because that particular Ogwu would begin to take from the family. So these are one of the reasons why our ancestors were adamant and prevented us from engaging in Ogwu activities. So generally, Okeite is dangerous and Okeite is unnatural. Now, the natural principle is following the principle of Chi Ezumezu. You follow what your Chi has laid down for you, the plans your Chi has for you. You follow the plans your Ogwu has for you. Know the kind of mental capacity. Know that when you align with Ogwu, you're aligning with everything that is targeted at making you better. That is targeted at increasing or improving your creativity. Know your ancestors, and by knowing your ancestors, you understand the kind of life they lived and what wisdoms you can derive from them to basically make yourself better. But when we're talking about Okeite, Igbo, and other dangerous charms, nature would always find a way to basically settle up because you're owing. Now, every charm or everything you do that goes against nature or goes against following the natural principle, it comes back at you. So that being said, if you're thinking of engaging in Okeite, this is the best time to have a rethink. What is giving you is, I also call it a loaning system. You're loaning to yourself with repercussion, with like high rate interest, because Okeite goes into your future to give you what you already have. So you're loaning from yourself to pay back the universe. It is not worth it. It is not worth it. Now remember that when we perform Igbo, what our ancestors back in the days did, or what they said in their prayers then were, as I go out, to go and look for what me and my children are going to eat, let me find. Our ancestors never sat down one place and were asking the universe to give them. They are telling you, as I'm going out to search, let me find. But we've turned this prayer to give me, bring for me, provide for me, do this for me. But our ancestors made this prayer. Nna puije kokwa apunam nama. Nna puije kan fuefe kan mute. Let me get. So I'm going to stop here, and if you like this kinds of video, don't forget to join tribe, follow, share, and comment. And until next time, yeah guys, yeah, bye.